Guess what I have here? Slang decoded. Teens, slang decoded. Yeah. And we'll talk more about it. Okay. Let us be quiet for now. If you can hear me, please close your eyes. If you can hear me, close your eyes and remain quiet. And sit up straight if you can hear me. You may place your hand on your abdomen. Everybody, please close your eyes and just relax your shoulders. Yawn if you need to. Yes, it's a great way to regulate our nervous system. Just breathe naturally. Feel the rising and the falling of our belly. Wow, it's so nice to be able to breathe and to be aware of our breathing. We will listen to 3 sounds of the bell and listen to this sound as if you are listening to your favorite song, helping you to feel this great happiness inside and outside of us. Just relax. Dear respected Thầy, our beloved teacher, dear beloved ones, my name is Sister Boi Nghiem. English translation is Sister Trooper, not Trooper, right? And my pronouns are she and her. First of all, please tap yourself on the shoulders for being in this meditation hall right now. Yeah, and especially coming to Deer Park Monastery. I am known as CEO of Napping Nun. You know, in teen slang, the word CEO means a representation of something, right? When you are good at something, you consider yourself as a CEO. Like if you post something on Instagram and you're very proud of it, you radiate, like you made a flower arrangement, or you dance to your favorite song, and you post that on TikTok or Instagram. And you may say to yourself, yes, I'm the CEO of that flower arrangement. CEO, what does it stand for? Chief Executive Order, right? Officer, not order? I made that up. Chief Executive Officer. And today we will learn how to be the Chief Executive Officer of ourselves, of self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you a question. How many of you here, sitting in here, know at least 3 other people in this meditation hall? Raise your hand. Okay. And these are the people you know before coming to the retreat? So we've been here for like maybe 10 hours. How many of you are able to make new friends in the last day or and a half? Raise your hand. Is it because you don't have your electronic gadgets, you are able to make friends as quickly? Or is it because you are just good at it? Which one? If you say, I'm just good at it, say it. 2, 3. That doesn't sound so much confidence. If you think you are good at making new friends, say, I'm just good at it. Okay, can you turn next to the person to you and say, I'm just good at it? Yeah, I'm a CEO of making new friends. And please give them a smile. Okay, so may I ask, the person sitting next to you, do you know them? Somewhat? Then, can we play a game in the upcoming days that whenever you enter into this meditation hall, can we sit next to someone we don't know? So that this person can be our friend? If you think you can do that, raise your hand. Okay. Next time, you sit next to a monastic. Do you want a monk or a nun to be your friend? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, brothers and sisters, look around. Do you want to be my friend? Yes? Oh, wow. So easy. In less than 5 minutes, I have more than 100 new friends. Thank you. Life is so easy, isn't it? Who say making friends is hard? In the monastery, we love to drink tea. And I just learned that for teens, when they use the word tea, it means gossip or interesting news shared between friends. I think the monastics here totally agree, because sometimes we do that when we drink tea. Monastics, if when we drink tea and we share interesting news together between each other, can you stand up for me so the teens can see? Don't lie now. Monastics, don't lie. There you go. There you go. See? We drink tea. We share interesting news. We keep each other updated. And sometimes we even gossip. But good gossiping, And there will be one person sitting very still, meditating, close their eyes. Then we know that's when we need to stop gossiping. Because it's always good to have a person like that when we sit and drink tea, right? That person is reminding us that, hey, let us be nice to the people that we are talking about. Let us be nice to how we think about ourselves. Because tea has a lot of caffeine. And what happened to our body when we have so much caffeine? Yeah, we have so much energy. And teens have this endless energy that can run, talk, TikTok, nonstop. I made a promise to myself that in this retreat, I will not talk badly about teenagers. I promise, Lord Buddha, I promise that in this retreat, I will only say positive things about teenagers. So, if during my sharing today, whenever I say something negative about you, can you just say, oh, no? Okay? And that is to help me to remind myself, okay, Sister Boi Nghiem, the teens are not that bad. Because we all love when others encourage us, right? Or tell us what a wonderful person we are. Come to us and say, I have faith in you. Just like that, we all have the ability to make new friends. Keep the old, and sometimes we need to let go of the old. Because some of our friends can make us suffer. Right? We all need people to have more confidence and faith in us, especially teenagers. So I promise I won't say anything bad about you. Is that what you want in your life too? Can you raise your hand if you are too tired of adults saying negative things about you, about teens in general? Or that, people writing negative comments on your social media pages and how that affects us. So now let us get to the point. I want to ask, how many of you come here by choice? Can you raise your hand? Wow. And how many of you were forced to come here by your parents or caretakers? Oh, only 2. That number is less now, isn't it? I want to share with you an interesting story. In summer of 2021, this friend is sitting here right now, and he's probably very nervous as I tell this story. But again, I kept my promise that I won't say bad things about teenager. Summer 2021, at Magnolia Grove Monastery in Mississippi. I took care of the teens in the summer program. It was 7:15, and we were all getting ready for orientation at 7:30. And what I had to do was to go gather teens to make sure that they all come to orientation, because we know how important that is, right? Like last night, if you didn't come, then you would feel very anxious now, and you wouldn't know what to do. So I went into the boys' dormitory and knocked on the door because I saw a pair of shoes outside. And there was this 13-year-old boy reading his book. I asked him for his name. He responded to me, but like this: "Hi, what is your name?" I won't say his name. "Will you please come to orientation?" No. It's very important that we come to orientation. This is a way for you to meet new friends. He was like this. I stood there 10 minutes with him. And I felt like there was this big wall between he and I. Inside, I knew that there are 10 other teens waiting for me in the other rooms for orientation. And at the same time, I was very anxious and angry at this teenager. But as a nun, I cannot show my anger in front of these teens. It wouldn't be wise for me to show my anger, right? And so the last thing I said to him was, "If you don't come out, we will come in here and have orientation." And then he got out of his bed and we walked to the orientation. From Wednesday until Sunday, he attended all the activities, even though he was very quiet, but very observant. He smiled to his friends. He even smiled to me. Yeah. You know, while staying in the room, I told myself, I'm not going to let him win. I will win this battle. Yeah, we know how to handle you with so much love and peace and fierce compassion. And he transformed after the retreat. And guess what? The next year, he came back with his friends. His parents didn't have to tell him. He asked his parents. And this time, his parents and him flew from Dallas to Deer Park to attend the first teen camp. And his friend also came. If you're that friend, could you please stand up? He's right there. This is to let us see the beauty of being a teenager. In us, we have this rebellious side, but at the same time, when we are faced with love, care, and a little bit of threat, a little bit of threat, you go listen. Right, teens? This is the power of impermanence, like what we read this morning. So when we look at ourselves, we don't just see the ugliness, the rebellious, the anger, but we also see our ability to go against what we think at times, and that is to leave our room, go outside, make new friends, and join the activities. Because you'll be amazed by what you discover. What is it that makes teenagers come back to teen retreat? Is it because you have to wake up at 6 in the morning? Who comes here because you have to wake up at 6? Right? Who comes here because you enjoy sitting meditation? Only the volunteers raise their hand. Who comes here because we have walking meditation? Okay. Who comes here because you're able to make new friends? Who comes here because you want to connect with other people in a very deep, intimate, and personal level that it is lacking in your life? There you go. Who comes here because noble silence? So I don't even know if we should call this a meditation retreat, because no one comes here because of meditation. But guess who's in charge of making the schedule? The monastics. Because we know how this will help you. One day I was sitting at my study desk and I wrote this word in my notebook. Teens. And I thought to myself, what words can rhyme with teens? Teeth? Yes, teeth, but something like deeper. Tins, sin. What else that rhymes with tins? Hmm? Bins? Like B-E-A-N? Like bins. Okay, bins. Okay, let's get deep. Can we get deeper? So we have teeth, bins, something deep. Come on. I know you can do it. What rhymes with teen that is defined, that defines your characters? What? Teamwork. Team. Good. I heard something over here. Queen. I like that. See, something that uplifts us, not put us down. Queen. What else? What about kin? Have you heard the word kin? You know, there's a shoe brand named Kin. Yeah. And I realized that, yes, as teenagers, we love to be seen, right? Because most of the time, we're so invisible. It is hard for people to believe us, to trust us, to see that potential in us. Sometimes, we are not able to see ourselves. It is not enough that when we go to school, we are being compared by our classmates. When we go online, we receive all these negative comments about our body, about what we post. But then, when we are alone, what thoughts are we producing? What are we thinking about ourselves when we are alone? Has there been a time in our lives where we say to ourselves, "You're no good"? Who here have done that? Raise your hand to yourself. You're no good. You're useless. You make mistakes all the time. Right? And then we beat ourselves up with all these thoughts. And at the same time, we want to be seen by others. As a mindfulness practitioner, we have the ability to transform or to change a way of thinking, right? So if next time we are alone, whether that is walking, sitting, standing, or lying on a bed, a thought like this come up. You know, today you made a lot of mistakes. And I don't like you for that. Then right away, invite the Buddha inside of us. Invite this compassionate side inside of us. And imagine that that thought is your friend. Then what would you say to your friend? When your friend says to you, "You are no good," you make a lot of mistakes, I don't care about myself. As a true friend, what would you say? What would you say back to your friend? What would you say back to your friends if your friend is criticizing themselves? You would say? Like, for example? Can you give one? Yes, then you could say to your friend, I have seen you being kind before. I have seen you being generous before. So our thinking, we treat them like a friend. As a true friend, do we sometimes be mean to our friend? We can, right? Yeah, it's hard to trust people these days. So this is why that we learn to be friends with ourselves, with our own thoughts. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, we don't just pay attention to the acne on our face. We can say to ourselves, today, I saw you how you look at this handsome person. And suddenly your heart beat really fast. And you look at that person with amazement. You had compassion inside. Or today, when you saw someone eating alone in the dining hall, in the cafeteria, you came to that person and you asked, can I sit with you? Who here has done that? At your school, raise your hand. You saw someone sitting alone. Look at that. Look around the room. This is to let us see the potential of being compassionate in you. So next time, if you are sitting alone and you're very lonely and sad, you say to yourself, can I sit with you? Can we go outside for a walk? Or let's turn on a B.T.S song, sing and dance. Who here listen to B.T.S? Right. Even Brother Min Luong, you see? Yeah, we listen to B.T.S, like Dynamite or Permission to Dance. You know that song? Dynamite, yeah. See, I just mentioned B.T.S and you all are awake. Amazing. So I'm going to write on the board. But before I share about B.T.S, can we listen to one sound of the bell? To me, when we talk about self-compassion, we can refer to ourselves as Pukki. You know the word Pukki? Oh, come on, you all know this word. Is that how you pronounce Pukki? Is that right? See, I've done my research. It's a very cute word. And we can also consider our shorty as Pukki. Woo, yeah. What does that word mean, shorty? Yo, so for monastics, shh, shh. You know, some of the monastics, they don't know what shorty means. Brother Nhất Hướng, do you know what it means? Yeah. Can someone share with me what shorty means? Let's see. I want to invite someone over here, shorty. Who can help me? What does it mean, shorty? Could you help me? No. Can you help me just to share? You don't know what it means too. Okay. Anyone up here knows what it means? It's what you call a girl. Is it only a girl? It's your love interest, right? Someone you have a crush. Yes. Okay, okay. Everybody, let us listen to our friend, what he has to share. Can you repeat? Okay. Well, anyway, I'll just play it safe. I'll say it. Shorty is a girl that you find it very friendly and you have special affinity, special emotional attachment, special crush. You have love interest toward that person. So while you're sitting here, please be in the present moment and not think about your shorty. Yes. And Pokey, I personally feel that when we love ourselves, when we look at ourselves in the mirror and we give ourselves an endearing smile, we take our time to brush our teeth because teeth rhymes with tins. That's what I just learned today. I never knew that teeth would rhyme with tins. But we can make that up, right? We brush our teeth and we can say silently, wow, how wonderful it is not to have any toothache right now. Can you all grind your teeth right now? Any pain? Are you happy? Remember the moment when you had that toothache? It was painful. So we look at ourselves in the mirror and you can say, you are my Pokey. I want to be your Pokey. And we can be Pokey for life. Because, do you think this is funny? Weird? How many of you think this is weird? Raise your hand. To consider yourself as Pokey or besties? The longer that okay, if you can hear me, please look at me. The longer that we practice mindfulness, mindfulness just simply means to be aware of what is happening right here and right now without judging or reacting. Then this great love we have for ourselves is endless. Because who are we with 24/7? Ourselves, right? Even if later on, when you are in a relationship, you cannot be with your partner 24/7. So, who is one person that we all can learn to love better, to love more? Ourselves. Don't we deserve our own smile? Why do we have to wait until someone say, I love you? Why do we need to wait for that validation? To feel seen, to feel heard, to feel loved. When we can do that with ourselves. I often imagine an image of a coffin. Because when I die, I will lie in the coffin myself. Because no one built a coffin for two people. You know that? So right now, as we are alive, we are always, or many times, we are with people. But the moment that we lay down in the casket, we are by ourselves. So I invite you every night when you go to sleep, lying on your bed, you visualize that, if in the future, when I die, how would I like to look? You give yourself a smile. If I could do one action before I take that last in breath, what would it be? Is it a smile you give to yourself? Or is it a saying, I love you and thank you for living life with your best heart, your best intention? And we can put our hand on our tummy. We can do this. Because we don't need to wait until we lie in the casket, right? We can practice that right now, so that if one day that day comes, we give that love to ourselves, that care to ourselves. Do this every day. This is an act of self-love. And say to yourself, you're my shorty, you're my pookie, you're my bestie. Because I'm with you 24/7. And self-compassion is very needed after we experience a breakup. Anyone experience a breakup? Raise your hand. It's painful, isn't it? Yeah, I experienced a breakup when I was 17. Can I share with you my story? I fell in love when I was 16. He was so handsome, I couldn't resist my eyes. Yeah, we were in the same high school. And every day I wanted to see him. Every day I wrote his name in my journal. Every day I would wear high heels just to impress him because of my height. And every day he would wait for me in the parking lot so that we could hold hand in hand to go to our class. And every day he would stop by my house to visit me before going to work. And every day he would carry my heavy textbooks to class, to my class, and then he would run very quickly to his class. And then one day, we had so much argument. And with our loud voice, we say, okay, let's break up. It was over the phone. And I was so happy the next day. Yeah, it's not weird. But then a week later, I was so sad. Because now, nobody is waiting for me at the parking lot anymore. I have to carry my own heavy textbooks. Yeah, even though I'm strong, but it's nice to have someone carry my own textbook. And you know, it was so funny that for him to go to work, he would have to drive past by my house. And it's often around 3:30. This is after we broke up. So every day after 3:30, I would sit at the porch to wait for his car pass by and sing silently, I'll be here waiting for you. You know that song? Yeah. It's Richard Marx. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I was 17, and that's what I did to myself. Because it was so soothing to listen to this heartbreaking song after breakup. At that time, I wasn't interested in Plum Village songs. I didn't sing breathing in, breathing out. That would just be weird, right? Who would sing Plum Village songs after a breakup? But then I realized, yeah, it is my breathing that has been so faithful to me. How come I don't think about it? Why do I spend so much time thinking about him? Then that's when I realized, my breathing can be my new love interest. It is something that I can come back and think about it. And this breathing can help me to live in the present moment. Ate that. You know that slang by teens? Ate that? Yeah, what does that mean? When you are so good at something, ate that. Yeah. Right. Now, coming back to BTS, sorry, I went off a little bit. BTS to me is not just a K-pop band, boy band. And I'm sure BTS wants all of us to think more deeply about the meaning of BTS. So after some time to think about these words, this is what I came up. B stands for breathe. 2, what? Breathe to support. Support who? Support myself. When I could not do well on that test, when I receive rejection, I will practice BTS. Breathe to support. And what else? Breathe to soften. To soften this critical mind of saying, I'm not good enough. To soften these negative thoughts. Breathe to what? To start. To start being present with our body more and not always think about our shorty. Think about ourselves. Breathe to start to express gratitude to our heart. To be more present to our family. Breathe to stop. To stop what? To stop using the electronics when we are sitting with our siblings, nibblings, our parents. Can we put the phone away when we eat with them? When we are in the car with our parents? Or someone drives us? Can we just put the phone and let it rest for the first 15 minutes and ask them questions? Breathe to sustain. To sustain this love. To sustain this ability to say no to others who bully us. To say no to those who are unkind to others. Breathe to share. When we see someone at school or a friend that is not doing well, we can breathe and we go to them And we just say, "Are you okay?" If they feel comfortable, we can put our hand on their shoulder and say, "Are you okay?" This is the video that the monastics watch. Just that small gesture on someone's shoulder, "Are you okay?" is enough for that person to feel our love and our support. Every time we look at our body, this face, this physical appearance, we don't like how our eyes look, that we are too short, that we tend to tuck in our tummy when we take pictures. We tell ourselves to breathe. Breathe to soften. Breathe to sing. When we have self-love, we have B.T.S right here and right now. And with this B.T.S, we don't have to go on YouTube. It is within our own thoughts, our own body, our own mind. So, dear young ones, next time when you listen to a B.T.S song, Dynamite, Permission to Dance, think other version of B.T.S. Let us listen to one sound of the bell.